virgin forests are nothing like their words. Let's take an exploration and observation and filter out the stream. You look quite normal. I guess I still don't know you well.
See, that's kind of like that thing we was talking about, just sitting in the pocket. You know.
Oh yeah.
There was a glimmer in your eye that you weren't buying wide. Putting on your pretty smile, but it's weighing on your mind. Do you have a semblance of idea what you're turning out to be? Oh, you're up behind the scenes. Well, you got to wait to pull me out the faded sky. Well, you got to wait before we get too high.
I was watching the video of us playing it in Gasa. And,
Dude.
Like, well, I was watching us play this song like a year and a half ago. And it was way longer than how we do it now, dude.
We're sitting on it.
We were milking that sucker.
Did we still have the part that went to the B?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did like a
I
modulation.
like that part.
And
There was a glimmer in your eye
it was
that you
cool. I
weren't
mean,
buying wide.
it's
Dude.
honestly like one of our best songs still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
Okay, get on it.
there was the part I remember whenever like we had the little like modular part for like a minute going into Vietnam, and I remember seeing the footage of you and you're kind of like doing like trying to look all trippy and stuff, and I was like, bro, it's not like it was do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, like trying to.
It was pretty funny.
Act it out.
Yeah, like instead, like, cause like I feel like as we've continued to like play music, get better, write more, and all that jazz, and just play more, we've gotten a lot better with like how we look on stage. But there were a few moments back then where like I definitely felt like I looked like dumb, but like I specifically remember you like doing like you had your hands like mangled or something. And you're just like, and it was like, oh man, that looks weird.
I gotta match your synth energy.
Yeah.
Well, guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to Local Riffs Season 2, Episode 7.
Hell yeah! Thanks for having us.
Yeah, wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
We're here with Anderson and Tucker of Blue Widow out of Baton Rouge area. Talking a little bit. That was Reach off of y'all's newest EP, Brain Tracker. They got a lot of good tracks on that. Yeah, what's going on? We're live, just hanging loose. I'm glad y'all was able to come out and make it to chat with your boy. If y'all want, y'all could just let the listeners know, who you are and what you do in the band. Formally, I guess.
Hell yeah. Tuck, you want to go first?
Yeah. So I'm Tucker. I'm the bass player, background vocalist, synth patcher, show getter, ass shaking member of the band, and that's my part.
Hell yeah. I'm Anderson. I am the head producer, the lead vocalist, the keyboard player, and we have a band. We're kind of like an alternative psych rock sound. We like we like to get heavy, but we like to get into that psychedelic vibe often, and we've had this band together about 2 years.
Okay.
A little bit less than 2 years. We've been gigging together, and things have been going really well. We've been our Baton Rouge shows specifically have been really awesome, and we're trying to grow regionally right now. We just did some shows out in. We did our first out-of-state show out in Florida a couple
Panama
weeks ago.
City at
Panama
Mosey's.
City, psych night event. It was really cool, and we've been. Last week we did Grouse Room in Lafayette. We did Intracoastal Club in Houma. So we've been playing around the state, and yeah, it's been really fun.
Yeah, now we're just we're honestly taking a little break, which like this March, so much fun but very tiring. So I think we've all just been taking a second to kind of like relax, you know, go Easter egg hunting.
Mhm.
That's what I'm waiting for tomorrow. But then we got, you know, the Mississippi tour coming up too. And yeah, we're just excited, man. We're hitting it. We're having fun, and I mean, probably the pinnacle has been getting invited to local riffs, you know.
Oh well, I would have expected that, guys. That was not scripted. I appreciate that. We're excited to have you on. I think that's where what drawed us to kind of start following y'all. You know, I saw y'all running across a lot of flyers, honestly, and I was like, okay, well, check them out. And of course, what we do. We just try to pump out the the artist or the bands and try to just show support, the best way we can, and obviously having to truly support and go listen. And y'all guys need to go check out that new EP. It's loaded. It's loaded. We're gonna be listening to some more throughout the podcast and stuff.
Like a potato, bro. It's loaded.
It's loaded. It's got all of it with it. And I was talking about that song Arcade earlier. I think that's my favorite, so far, and it does reach out to kind of that psychedelic kind of vibe, and of course with the sound effects or the key, that's all done by keys and everything that y'all.
Are you talking about the weird little part at the end, the wow 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 wow?
I think the intro has some kind of
intro is him.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's all a lot of it's sampled, a lot of it's keys. I went through most of that real psychedelic section was I went and compiled like 50 or 60 like arcade sound effects.
Whoa.
And just put them all into the DAW and just started arranging them and trying to do like it was like a kind of a bass driving section and just trying to put you inside of an arcade basically was what was my goal.
That's the first thing that I got as soon as I was like I think that's the first song that I hit, and I was like, oh shit. And it definitely opens up like you are about to take an arcade ride.
Yeah. Once that riser kicks in, once the kind of keys in the background like kick in, it like that thing picks up.
Yes,
and it feels good.
Very good on the vocals too. Those really sound crisp.
Thank you.
Excuse me. So yeah, well, I mean, what kind of got y'all into? You said you're a band. Oh, y'all been a band for a little 2 years or a little longer or so, and
a little less.
Okay,
yeah. Coming up a little over a year and a half.
Okay.
We're really young, so all that the half quarter marks still matter.
Well, especially like listening to the EP, to have it sounding like that in a year and a half or so, and y'all found a group of individuals that can kind of get it done. That's saying a lot for the time span. I mean, because a lot of people, I mean, I know when I used to be in bands, it would be like a year before we would even be, I don't know, bold enough to try anything, but y'all really coming out and swinging with it too. So, what kind of influenced y'all to do that? I know we was talking earlier about, kind of genres or, what direction y'all going with the music, but what kind of influences have y'all taken in from other artists or any kind of situations to make the music?
Yeah, I would say, well, to really answer that question, that like the way on which how we met is very telling. Plus just a great story all around. But we were both in Baton Rouge at LSU. I was in a cover band for a while, and then I stopped playing it because I was kind of just tired of playing other people's music or like just filler music for the background type stuff. Because in college towns, that's what it's a lot of. So I kind of started my own band that was a little more of like a jam band type thing. COVID shut it down, blah blah, and so I'm like wanting to make music with people, trying to figure it out, listening to a lot of King Gizzard, starting to get more into like electronic music, starting to get more into just like, I don't know, just pushing the envelope and finding different stuff. And King Gizzard was definitely like still one of my biggest influences. And then he had graduated at the time, but he writes a lot of lyrics and spends a lot of time at a local coffee shop. And so I was on campus for my last semester. He had just graduated, and we're walking by each other, and we had met once before. My neighbor had a big jam party and everything, and I was playing over there. He saw me, but they didn't set up any keys, so he didn't get up. And I talked to him for a little bit, but kind of didn't really know each other. But we were passing on the street, and I remember it. I'll never forget it. And I saw him, and oh, okay, so another like long-haired, t-shirt wearing guy like me.
Gotta have something in common.
Yeah,
right?
got to. Well, I saw the shirt. He had a King Gizzard shirt on, and I'm like, man, in Baton Rouge, like, there's not too many people that look like me that have that shirt on. And again, I could make friends with a brick wall any day. And so I'm like, man, I should tell him something about that shirt. And then I'm like, nah. And then I literally stopped right when I told myself nah, and told myself, why wouldn't you tell him fucking like nice shirt? So I was just like, hey man, I like your shirt. And he was like, oh yeah, thanks. And we kind of just got to talk, and he's like, yeah, I'm about to go write some lyrics over at Highland. I'm like, oh, like I'll play. And so I went over with him, and we got to talking, and that's where it started for me and him. But I know you and Henry and everybody else, like, y'all been like playing for a hot sec before I got in the mix.
Yeah, we had I started out, of course, playing covers, learning how to gig and stuff with my current guitar player, Henry, and we had a little group that we've been playing kind of the bars and doing covers. I was writing as well throughout this whole time. I kind of started really kind of in from a hip hop space. I was trying to be like a hip hop producer and making beats, and I was like rapping some, and like
this took an interesting turn.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. But I still work with some hip hop guys.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing keys for a couple guys, and in the live setting, but that really got me into the production side, because hip hop is a simple steps to get a beat that can sound good.
Mm-hmm.
And so through learning that kind of production process, you kind of there's a lot less limitations on that style as well. So I was working through that. I kind of was working in this rock band and really kind of fell in love with rock music, and started developing the first band I was with. There was like a singer, multiple singers of the band, and I was just thinking, like, if we were gonna do something, the singer has to write the music, write the lyrics, and they have to be the one pushing the band. And I just saw the people that I was working with, and I was like, they're not going to do it. So basically, I just took it upon myself. I'm like, hey, I'm a pretty good singer. I was in choirs. I sung at my church and growing up, and
Hallelujah.
like, I'm going to take this I'm going to take this serious. So really, I mean, the last 2 years of us being a band and gigging are like, what everyone sees above the water, but below the water, the iceberg down there was me producing, trying to learning how to be a singer, learning how to write songs. And I mean, it's really been like a 5-year process to kind of where we are now.
Yeah.
And that you finding that that gumption to get out there and just take it serious. I think those kinds of, I guess, background, like just being musical, wanting to make music, no matter what kind of music it is. Because I mean, I think I've dabbled in some beats and did some folk and some heavy metal and all that, and really it was just all in the whole collective of just making music, just to see if if it meant anything to somebody else. why psych? Why psychedelic? Why that style? What draws y'all to that just
It's hypnotizing. It's something that we can all come together on. As far as like a bass player that plays fairly funky, that likes to mess around with synth stuff, a synthesizer, keyboard player with somewhat of a jazzy kind of also like kind of pop background. I know you said you used to listen to like what's his name, Elton John, like weren't there a few Elton John songs that you really liked, and so it's kind of somewhere we could all like get in on, and it would just felt right. Honestly, it really wasn't even much like discussion. Like it was kind of just getting together, finding what we don't want to be doing, finding what we do want to be doing, and then kind of just making it work. Because like I've struggled with songwriting for a while, and it's just now to where like really with the help of everybody in the band and Andy a lot as like our lead producer in the band, just kind of showing the correct techniques of how to like build a song and everything. Because like for a bass player, like I grew up watching kind of like rock and funky type bass players that could slap and do all this really cool stuff, and I wanted to, for somebody like me that has the untamed ego at times, that was just like, I really wanted to be able to captivate attention and do it in a cool way. So I taught myself how to fucking slap and like do all these really cool things, and there's a couple like tapping techniques I would do, and it definitely fit more into a psychedelic rock field. Not to mention my mom, the only thing my mom would ever listen to on a daily basis was 70s on 7 and 80s on 8 XM. So I had that routine just built into me.
That's a lot of range in there too on that time frame of music. that's a lot of inspirations that might play on that too. They had the Box when I was a younger guy, you know what I'm saying? And
oh, that was in Baton Rouge, huh? The Box.
that?
The Box, or is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the channel that was in Baton Rouge.
Was it?
I don't know. I'm not sure, but it was a music channel, and yeah, that's the only one that I know of. So if it was out of Baton Rouge, that's pretty cool. But growing up, like you're saying, in a household, it's like just listening to all of that. It's and wanting to make music, you're gonna catch all of that stuff from all different artists and stuff. I guess I don't know. I guess the feel from at a young age. I mean, I don't know exactly how old y'all are, but getting started now early, you never know what it'll turn into later on down the road, and I guess listening to some of those kinds of vintage or classic tracks or whatever, and repetitive, I don't know, man. You think y'all gonna stick with this type of style through the duration of y'all's career at the band, or you pretty much got what y'all looking for from for future EPs or releases?
You go.
So in terms of like why psychedelic rock, it really came from a perspective of like I really liked I like the creativity that coming from a psychedelic perspective allows for. That's a big thing, and we've all experimented with the elements and getting into those kind of spaces. It just allows for it's freedom of thought, it's freedom of expression, and breaking down barriers, and that's what we want our sound to be. And a lot of how we kind of came to this sound that we have now, which is like this kind of heavier garage or indie alternative stuff mixed in. Like I love Arctic Monkeys, Cage the Elephant, Tame Impala, all the Australian psych rock like Gizzard, psychedelic Porn Crumpets are a big one, and kind of seeing. Because I work with a guitar player, Barry, who's one of the other producers of all of our stuff. And he's a terrific, like, metal, hard rock guitar player. And Barry's the guy who I work with a lot on the production side. And he was always so good at this, hard rock riffing guitar style. And like coming from a different background, more of a indie jazzy or perspective, I didn't really want that. But when I was able to see some of these artists able to kind of combine those elements, they were able to still have the color of the psychedelic universe along with that riffing hard, like just aggressiveness of hard rock. That I kind of fell in love with that, and that's really where our set is living.
Getting lost in the emotion, that feeling, and really just getting in it. Yeah.
I like how you put that. Just kind of like breaking those barriers, and having the whole range to reach for, and a lot of and I was thinking saying something that we mentioned slow hole earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That's beyond barriers. It's like not sticking to the same old run of the mill, and just really being creative and creating your own thing. And a lot of people will kind of like put it in a nutshell, and then it kind of like only makes you, or kind of confines you to be a certain way. And I think some of that loses essence, especially with the type of music y'all are writing and stuff. You really have to swing for the fences for it. And it's sort of like the jam thing kind of that we was talking about earlier. You never know, it could be a jam band song, or it could actually amount to something towards the end of the resolve of whatever you're trying to put out. I don't know. I really like y'all. I want to play music.
Go for it, dude. We all do at the end of the day.
Yeah. So I like to jam throughout the podcast, and y'all can just ep it about the song. This is Arcade off of Brain Tracker. What was you talking? You said that was in February. It was released.
Arcade was probably something like January, February.
Beginning of January.
You can really tell you really focused on putting that effort in there.
This was like a year in the making.
Yeah,
really?
That song took a while.
That song is like,
yeah.
Took a long time.
We're gonna sit back and listen to it for a second.
Yeah, dude, let's take it. This is honestly probably one of my favorite songs on the EP too.
And like you were saying, it comes right out and goes straight for it. Very good work too.
I was at the place to me when I was like at work. Like I was just sitting at work and I was like singing it in my head. I like that.
Yeah.
It seems like everybody knows their duties in the band.
It wasn't like that at first.
As everybody was trying to experiment with their own barriers.
Oh yeah, you got to. We still are, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's one of the best things about being with people that you can work with and being in a band, is that like for me, I'm a very big proponent of like not trying to put like a hard label on things.
Mm-hmm.
We are this type of like shoegaze or this, and like really with the metal scenes, especially in like Baton Rouge and New Orleans, like people will get mad like you're doing this kind of thing, but like that type of music that you say you are doesn't do that type of thing. So why are you saying you're and it's like
that to me, I'm a kind of a music connoisseur. It kind of aggravates me at times when it just seems I like festivals because sometimes you get the versatility of different artists and bands and stuff, but a lot of times doing shows and stuff, man, it's I'd like to go there to see multiple different bands, and sometimes the one way, the one genre, it's cool. I mean, it's cool who it is, I guess. But I don't know, man. I went and saw The Ocean and at Siberia a few weeks back, and it was The Ocean, The World Is a Better Place, in Shiloh, and it was no local, acts with them, but it was all three was totally different kind of, genres, and I think everybody there was, was pretty, stoked about it because it just wasn't the same old kind of thing. Siberia has a lot of cool shows though.
They do.
They do. Love Siberia.
That's
Absolutely,
definitely
yeah.
something like we've been trying to cultivate too. Is like with a lot of our shows, just all around Louisiana that we've done. I mean, we've had different types of like rock shows. We've played with jam bands. We've had a lot of shows just like rappers too and producers, and it's fun doing a lot of different musical acts and getting people out to see different things that they like. But like also, dude, being able to get different like non-auditory artists out as well. Like, dude, being able to get so many people that paint or make, all these like beautiful structures or make clothes or resell clothes or make posters, like making it this fun thing where like if you got the balls and you believe in yourself enough to put it out there, be out there, sell it, hell yeah, like come out. Or if you don't, come check out, and maybe get some inspiration. We've seen people at some of our events and shows before, like, man, like I'd really like to get some of my stuff out here. Like, I don't know. It's like, dude, just build on it, get it out. And like some of them come out, some of them have a good time.
Sorry, I'm trying to do like 50 things here. That's why we go out. We go out to see different aspects of the scene, artists, artworks, creators, people that's, like you said, willing to step outside the box and just go for it. And I've been to multiple shows to where like the show has just inspired me, like just the music and not particularly any genre or anything, but sometimes I go to shows and don't feel no kind of inspiration, and but at the same time it still gets me some kind of way, and I think just coming out and just like you said, just do whatever it is that you feel free doing. I could talk about
y'all
the music
do.
scene.
I've seen y'all. I've been seeing since y'all followed us. I see y'all posting. All showing other bands and trying to, put them out on social media so more people can put their eyes on them. And I think it's really cool. And and y'all always try to like our stories with you.
Oh
think
yeah,
it's
of course,
cool
yeah.
And whatever. I'm like, I thank y'all so much.
I'll be flicking through there because I think it means something. Like to me, I think it's cool just to do it. I mean, I don't have no kind of purpose other than to support. And I just like when I started it, and kind of going a little bit about what you're saying of just stepping out there, and it's the same thing. I had to get past the curb, and it's music that like y'all's or just individuals that's cool like y'all to make me feel comfortable with doing it. So I mean, I appreciate y'all, the kind words.
For
sure, man.
Hell yeah, man. No, love what y'all are doing.
I'm trying to get a
This is
little
really
loose in
cool,
here.
and the whole setup. I mean, we were.
Oh yeah, man, it's no worries.
It's badass.
Well, like for me, this kind of is like almost like an artwork kind of thing for me, because I just feel as though it's painting a picture for something else. I mean, for whatever it's worth, it's just us getting in here and getting to know each other and making connections and stuff. And really, I'm always into finding new music. I'm gonna be jamming that shit like as soon as I get in the car today.
Well, I mean, it's definitely art for sure, because you're finding a way to express yourself and bring people along with you and give it to people that are interested in hearing about it and spreading the word for those you bring on and for yourself. So
These guys are being really fucking nice, man. Y'all are, oh man, thanks for the kind. I'm just joking around.
Well, that's the thing. You got yourself here, and there's no hand holding about it. I mean, do your studio, your setup, just linking with us and linking with other bands. Like, there's no coddling about it, and like that's where we are.
Exactly.
It's there. It takes work for every band, for every artist, for every podcaster, for everybody that's trying to get their dream out there, it takes work. It doesn't just happen while you're watching TV sitting on the couch. One day that couch isn't as comfy as it used to be, and you got to get up and do something.
Or get a new couch, one of the two.
Or get a new couch.
I mean, and I like how you put that, because I talked to somebody last night, as a matter of fact. They were saying that they was torn with a band, that they played with a band, but they went on tour with another band, and they saw how serious they took, and they almost kind of portray a party band, but behind the scenes they're like strictly about the business when it comes to writing music, performing music mostly, and with you saying that, it's exactly what it takes. It takes an effort, that it's not given to you, and to me, I think that's where the success lies, and where you can achieve it, not on your own because of people's, reaching out and supporting and stuff like that. But at the same time, you still can't just rely. You have to get out there, and especially writing music and trying to get a band going, you have to be serious. Stick to your guns, stick to your word, because I'm sure, once y'all, when y'all getting shows, that's not easy work. Shit, how long that take y'all to book all those shows, or book y'all's little Mississippi thing? That's y'all prepared for that. Not last week, huh? I mean, that's been months ago, right?
Reaching out.
Yeah.
Far in advance.
Yeah. Well, we have what's been really cool lately, or not lately, but since we've been going, we've kind of put together a pretty good team around us, where we all have our roles, and we've been really blessed. I have some really good friends, specifically my friend Cole, who does our visual background. He's kind of taken a booking role with the band to help us book shows and
kind of relieve a little bit off of
y'all. Yeah, he's been great, and he put together all our visual show. Like we have a projector rig that we do, and it's like in tune. He syncs it up, and
even when the band was starting, I mean, he didn't know how to do any of that. He picked it up. He picked it up, and I mean, now like the compliments we get on our live show, and that's all him. That's all on air.
He took the initiative, and Cole's been one of my best friends since start of high school, and we've been living together, and he always wanted to help, but didn't know how to play anything.
It seems like he found his niche, though, man. I mean, and that's art in itself too.
Oh, dude, he can play that projector. I tell you what.
He plays the fuck out of the projector.
Oh yeah,
I love it too, especially seeing a guy back there. It's not even an instrument, but that joker's back there. We was on one podcast, and they said that the sound guy is like the ultimate talent behind the one. I was like, holy shit, man.
Yeah.
A sound guy can
make or break you. We learned that the hard way.
We kind of getting into y'all's little, I guess a little bit more into y'all's sound. What's the must-have piece of equipment do y'all need, like, to perform the show that you can't deal without?
For me, for performing the show, so for live performance, my must-have, I mean, I got my bass, but my must-have is one of my pedals on my pedal board. I have a C4 synth pedal, so it's actually what got me into like modular synthesis and like using synthesizers, keys, or like knobs and patch cables and whatnot. And so this I have this. It's called the C4 synth pedal by Sonic Lab, and so you can hook this thing up to a computer. And you have 4 separate voices that you can use to either go mono in with like a clean sound. You can distort it, you can filter it, you can distort and filter, or you can add sine wave, triangle wave, square wave, pulse width modulation, like steps. You can get harmonizers, sequencers on it. Like there's a part of the live show that we have, and from Arcade too, where like I hit one note and it will play like a sequenced 16 step sequence, just down wah, 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 and like all I have to do is hit one string. We go to the next song, all I do is I flip one switch and I get this just big growling kind of like crazy sound that I couldn't get on my own. And it took getting that thing, programming it, and I'll probably use it in like half the songs that we perform, and probably half the songs that we have recorded as well. So I couldn't do it without my C4 synth pedal for sure.
That's a good one. Yeah, that one adds a lot of cool synth elements. If I was gonna give some advice just to musicians out there looking at a piece of gear that you need to get, the first one I would say is a DAW. We work in Ableton.
I love it.
Ableton gang.
That's my number one piece of gear, and there's no reason, if you're starting a band, there is no reason that you shouldn't be able to record yourself. You do not need to go to a studio to record yourself. You should learn how to do that yourself. I wholeheartedly believe that, and that has helped take our music to a whole nother level, is not being restrained by studio time. I record everything in our studio ourselves, and it gives us unlimited time to get the right take that you want. You're not under any stress. So learn how to record yourself. Get yourself a DAW. I love Ableton. They all do the same. A DAW is a DAW is a DAW.
Dude, you can get GarageBand. I mean, GarageBand has some cool shit too. You know, like just finding that way to write. Yeah.
That's a big one. But in terms of my live rig, that one thing that we have that kind of helps us too is I have a Roland SRS 404. I hope I got the number right. But it's a little sample pad, basically. And I just can hit buttons and trigger samples, like little one-shot samples in the set that kind of just help to add some color and sound effects and take you out of the strictly sounds that you can make with an instrument. And I think it's definitely added a lot of a cool vibe to the set that is taking it to another level. And I've seen a lot of people use it on stage in different formats. I know the band Steve from New Orleans, if you're familiar with them at all. I know he doesn't have a drummer, and he uses like the same one that I have, and he uses all his drums through it. He just plays the drums for the whole song, and it sounds great.
And now that you mention it, I think I've seen a few different artists, you know, like that might not have a drummer or might have not have a bass player or something, and they'll have something like that, you know, just to perform.
Yeah. I've seen guys get up there with just that thing and have like a whole produced kind of like rap show.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
be cueing each one like that.
And that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, that has to take a pretty good amount of time to get all of your one shots and triggers and stuff. You know, I guess what do they call it? Not synchronized, but just put it in a. I don't know. You would just load each bank up and whatever per song, right?
Yeah. You know, when I'm producing, I try not to encumber myself by any you know, you try to design your song for the live show, but I try not to be too restrained because, you know, other people are making music not for live shows. So, you know, you're competing against that. So I'll be putting samples or multiple synth pads or two guitars, or, you know, we have two guitar players, but I might want three guitars in this one section, right? So I'm going to do that in the recorded song, and then we're going to figure out how to pull it off live afterwards.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, you know, I'm able to, I know there's one really cool section where we put this like guitar feedback in. It's like this like big feedback sound, and it's a 3 guitar section where that feedback's going. There's like the main lick going, and then there's like a lead lick going all on guitar. And I'm able to like trigger the feedback on the sampler for the guitar, and now we have this big thick guitar like just Xanadu that we're able to kind of make with it. But it's not that bad to load them up man. It really only took me a couple days. Like once you have the song produced,
Yeah.
most how you like it. I mean, you got to tailor it, get your gains right, how some things aren't too loud and stuff. But
If you got
it's
the
not that
vision and
bad.
you care about it enough, at the end of the day, like the amount of money for the gear you need and the amount of time looking through that manual is not gonna matter.
Yeah,
to get
exactly.
your dream across. Like that's just
Yeah.
how it is.
Yeah, and y'all carry that on the road with y'all. Yeah, when y'all.
Every show,
Yes, sir.
every show.
I think that's cool.
Oh yeah.
So, like, say, okay,
And it's-
we need to save. Bring in a third guitar.
And there are people, that argue, like, everything we do is live. What you got to say about that? And it's like, well, I don't have to say anything. I can just hit this button and it can say it for me. It's like, if you're designing all of that stuff, in the studio and then, queuing some of it up live, like, I mean, that kind of is playing it live.
Well, that's kind of what you're doing it for, is to give that live feel. I mean, you
whatever way to get the good sound across, whatever you got to do, man.
not only that, essentially you've played it live before anyway to get the song out there. So I mean, obviously the listener, especially if they listen to the songs and tracks of any artist, they'll expect that. Though, something close or remote. I've seen some bands that they were doozies, man. I'm like, they just throwed some stuff in there because they knew a part was coming up. I'm like, okay, that wasn't the sample, man. But like in heavy metal and stuff, I don't know. It's crazy sometimes, man. But yeah, I mean, I like that, and what you have, and that's not the only piece of gear you're working on when you're performing. You have is that the only gear you have, or you have your keys also, or is that the same?
Yeah, I have a key. I have a big Nord.
Oh, okay.
Big no.
I got a way too heavy of a keyboard. Yeah, but I got the Nord Stage 3, and that's I really need to get a smaller keyboard. It's got the weighted keys. It's way too heavy, but the keyboard, like the pianos on it, are killer. They sound the best. But I really, for what we do, I've tried to make the set a lot more guitar driven so that I can focus on the vocal. And so we don't do too much key stuff.
But it's there. And people notice it and people really like it. Because he gets some, like, there's a song that we play and perform live now called Levitation that he has a synth part on where we're just kind of like really holding it back for a second, having it drop out, and he's building it with this really dreamy kind of ambient layer that we then build off of. And it sounds great. So it's like it definitely gets fit in there.
I like how that some of those little cuts and stuff that comes in through songs where it's like you might not hear it often in the song, but it's somehow, some way the main riff, like you like that's what the song derives from, like you saying, building up on something. And that kind of goes back to what we were saying. It doesn't take a whole ensemble of everybody doing a whole bunch of stuff, you know what I'm saying, and to make it sound good. I can't. I'm really looking forward to seeing y'all live, because I didn't know y'all did a like the projector and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah,
It's
definitely
there.
I think you'll like it, man. I think honestly, our set is a little like from the vibe of the EP. Our set is a little bit heavier than I think you might expect. We have some unreleased songs that we close with that go really hard.
And the best thing is while you're
I was informed. So
while you're hearing some heavy tunes and watching these crazy visuals, you can feel nice and warm in a soft Blue Widow shirt of a plethora of different shirts that we have, from tie-dye to crop top.
100% cotton.
Oh no, yeah. We got the spider necklaces, we got the stickers, we got everything you need to be cool if you don't know how to dress.
So to kind of get back, y'all, where's y'all's main hub? Baton Rouge is where y'all play mostly. Okay, and how are y'all out there when it comes to the shows? I mean, y'all have pretty good turnouts for that music. Yeah, I've noticed that here lately, that I've been to some doozy metal shows, and they were duds. But here recently, the I don't want to say alternative to that, but um, the non-metal stuff has been picking up a lot of pace. Like it people like to go there and have a good time, you know, and moshing and thrashing and stuff. I mean, I like that a lot. But you know, after catching a few shows that wasn't metal, I'm totally on board with just kicking back and enjoying the show instead of trying to be everywhere. So I'm trying to check out y'all's page so I can get some.
Moshing's fun. Hey, nothing
Yeah.
wrong with a good mosh.
It's just you know whenever you're trying to make a show, you just got to do more than hit up your parents and your high school like group chat.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
gotta really go out there, and that's one of the other things that like we've been really trying to push is just promoting shows, showing what we're doing. And along with Cole, because Cole really helps a lot with like a lot of the posters and the Instagram reels and all this stuff.
Spence,
Yeah, Spence does, and he's our photographer, and he does such a good job. I mean, Andy was with him earlier today working on a project. I mean, Spence doesn't stop, but yeah, Andy and Cole and Spence really do a lot for just making cool posters, making cool content, and being able to like put some of my ideas, put some of Andy's ideas, some of the whole band's ideas on like some of these, you know, fun and cool reels or these really interesting like kind of like photos and shots that we can then like throw up. And it, you know, once you do it once or twice, it's like, man, this really isn't that hard and it's kind of fun. Let's grab a pizza, let's go take some cool shots in these cool clothes and see what works. And just being able to show that to everybody and like, hey, yeah, we don't want this to be a dud. We want everybody to come out and have fun. And we've been able to do that in multiple cities. So like it's awesome. And you don't want to stop. You know, you just want to keep doing it. And that's why I'm so glad I'm in this band, is because I get the things that I get to bring to the table get heard, and I get a lesson in being able to be humble because I'm getting shown all these other artistic techniques from the photography, the videography, the projection, and yeah, it's awesome.
I like how it seems like y'all's band is a very tight knit team. Like everybody wants to be a part of it, and that's who you bring with you, is the people that really wanted it to work out for everybody. And you know, a lot of people try to tag along just because it's happening or whatever. Man, some things to me I could give a shit less if it make it or break it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just always about, you know, me giving my effort. And I like how you know your friends does the projector, and then you know the guy that's the photographer, and he's taking care of this. And I just think
And
that's
they're
all,
at every show.
yeah, I think that's just all part of the band. I think
They
you
are.
know, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just trying to do videos and all kind of stuff.
And we
here,
got
too.
Jill on the merch
Hell
too.
yeah.
His girlfriend's every show
Look.
helping us sell merch.
You know, contributions, and that goes back to like, you know, letting y'all be able to focus on just the music, you know. And of course, a lot of bands try to do all of that themselves also, but I think, you know, it kind of reflects in having the good time and going out there and getting the experience instead of having to make it feel like a job while you're performing. You know, getting to that point, it's hard work, but I think that the performance is the reward, and you know, and getting out there to put the music out there.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, we I you know, putting together the right team is huge. But I do, for any of the musicians out there too that are really growing what they're doing. You do, at the beginning, it's on you, and I don't want to get it misconstrued that, you know, you just need to focus on the music, because I think that's a death nail to your to your music career. If you just focus on music, that's gonna, you know, get you somewhere, but it's not gonna get you where you need to go. So, you know, taking that, you do need to do everything at the beginning, and once you get something that's cool and other people see that, like, hey, this is something, then they're gonna want to get on board, and then now you can build from that point. So yes, it's It's on you at first.
Oh yeah.
And being perceptive as well. You got to be able to look around and like, what are these other cats like me or not like me doing around town that is working, and how can I like do something similar to that and like or learn this type of skill to help me grow or to grow with them, you know, and reaching out. And it's you know, you being humble about it and asking somebody like, hey, you know, like, what did y'all use to like make this, or like, how did you get that kind of tone? Like, just reaching out and starting a conversation with somebody in any type of like artistic field really helps in building your network, and also showing other venues and other artists that, hey, like, you know, this is a cool dude. He might have like real hard resting bitch face, but like he's
not
actually
so bad.
he's actually pretty cool. And it helps to, you know, pull those kind of people out to other events and build it.
I think that's what it's all about, is making those connections. I've made, we was talking about Slow Hop, man. I've talked to them guys buku times, but I try to like spread that kind of vibe, you know, to the people that I talk to. And I talk to a lot of people because I'm always so happy when I go to them shows, because like I see the people that come out, and that takes a lot of effort too, to show up, because a lot of people just won't show up because of they don't think it's a good enough show or something, or they don't think they'll have a good time. Let's go out there and see. You're going to be out there drinking beers and shit like that on the weekends anyway. Might as well go kind of check out some cool new music.
There's a lot of people that got to be convinced, and one of the biggest things as far as like growing the band, growing the brand, is just realizing, you know, there's going to be a few one-offs or a couple one-offs where like, yeah, people don't show up to this reel didn't get that many likes, people don't like this song as much. It's how do you adapt? How do you build off of that? How do you keep doing it? You know, and there's going to be so many times where, okay, this one thing didn't do so well. Well, like me, I'm the type of person to see that one thing that didn't do well, I'm going to beat myself up over it. I'm going to go home, you know, just, oh, why didn't this work? Why didn't this work? And that's another thing that I love about being in this band is like Andy, Cole, Henry, Spence, like everybody has really showed me how to just take it easy, not worry so much, and hey, you know, you tried, because I'll beat myself up all day, but you know what, if you just kind of, you know what, some things aren't in your control, and once you kind of like let loose and be like, okay, we gave it our all on that one, it wasn't that good, or it wasn't the response we wanted, how do we make it better? How do we get a better photo, better riff, better this, better that? And then within a month or two of keeping up at it, well, what do you know, a new great song, a reel that hit the algorithm just right, and like a show in a different state, you know?
Well, and that actually might light a fire under the artist's ass too, to keep pushing out there, instead of getting, you know, dude, I post stuff all the time, and I just do it because I want people to see it. Whether or not how many people see it, I mean, that's on the person that wants to view it, but it's available. Everybody, it's available to go check it out. I like you guys, man. Y'all are really cool and down to earth. That's for sure. I'm just like, I'll bet the farm that y'all shows are very enjoyable. And really, they escape some barriers when I come check y'all show out for sure. But
oh man, that's a good time. Yeah, bro. Hell yeah, we'll get you out one of these times.
when is y'all's next show, or any kind of upcoming events y'all have coming up? Or do y'all?
So yeah, we're gonna be playing in Baton Rouge. We're playing in April. We're playing Hattiesburg, and we're playing Jackson. We're playing Jackson on April 12th at Martin's downtown. We're gonna be playing at the Switchyard in Hattiesburg on the 13th, and we come back to Baton Rouge May 11th, and we got a big show. There's a Witch in My Bed second annual Music and Arts Fest. It's gonna be at Brickyard this time. Last year we did it at Beauvoir Park. It was great. One of our best shows. And we just played recently at the Brickyard. We have a really good relationship with them. It's got a cool kind of psychedelic vibe to the whole bar near downtown. And we put up a stage outside. It's not like the normal. They have a small stage kind of inside. We have a 5-piece band. It's a little too small for us, so we set up outside, and we put vendors all lining the inside. And last one was
A heater.
was popping.
That sounds.
It
When
was-
when is that?
It's May 11th.
May 11th.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we got a couple New Orleans cats coming out there with us, so it's gonna be that one's gonna be fun. I'm ready to go be playing in Mississippi, dude. That's gonna be so much fun. Dude, we just did this little Florida tour, man, hitting Panama and Pensacola and everything.
How
and,
was
like,
that?
Oh my god, it's so much fun. Jesus Christ. I mean, it makes me, it's like, man, why did I, I'm looking back, all the time that I spent getting in college, getting this biology degree, not like branching out, trying to find internships and all this stuff. But dude, tell me there's a show 7.5 hours away. You can bet your bottom dollar I'm gonna be over
Coming.
there. Oh yeah, any day. So that one was so much fun. That was a good building experience. Plus we got to hit the beach, for a couple hours, hang out with each other, and it's like, it was great, dude. We got to meet some real cool people too at Mosey's and Subculture that just had a really good time.
I know Lou at Switchyard. He's been trying to get the scene up there off the ground for a little while. There's a lot of good bands in Hattiesburg too that I guess I don't want to just coin a just some good music up there.
Yeah.
They got Nitrator, Year the Vulture. Multiple of those bands play at like Fat Cats and Switchyard and stuff. I like Switchyard.
See, I'd only ever heard of
that,
Brewskis.
yeah. This will be our first time. So
Oh, is
yeah, you what's the how big is it?
It's fairly big. I'd have to say, Lou, if Lou's listening, he'll probably kill me. But I'd have to say about 150 cap can easily fit in there. If you want to go at least 100 for sure. Maybe a little more, but it's got a pretty good size to it. It's according, I guess how they have it set up or whatever. I haven't been in there it's been about might have been 2 months since I've been in there, but I've been up there plenty of times to the Switchyard. It's a nice spot, and right now is a pretty good place. I mean, pretty good time to play. So I guess get it when you can. But
Good to know.
it's a good spot to pop off, especially if y'all playing before Jackson, Hattiesburg before or
Jackson first.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jackson first. Okay.
Yes.
Then yeah, y'all should have a good night there. I always have fun there. I've seen a pretty good amount of different types of music there. So, and Lou always has different. He always has a lot of different things going on there, which is I guess staying relevant and consistent. Plus the music scene in Hattiesburg, it's like up and down kind of thing, man. You'll see it happening for a little while, and next thing you know, it'll like kind of fade away for a little bit and then pop right back up. But yeah, I think that's cool. Y'all should have a blast on that little run too.
Hope so.
Go Tigers, though.
How far is that from here?
From here, I think Switchyard's probably about an hour at the most, something
Okay.
like that.
Damn, that makes
From
sense.
here?
Yeah,
That makes sense that you're going up there so much. I mean, that's
Oh,
like the
yeah,
same as
dude.
Enola. I mean, almost.
Oh man,
it's about the same.
Yeah.
I think it's a little farther than because a lot of the places in NOLA is like right on, it's like off of like St. Claude and stuff like that. You don't really
Yeah.
have to go so far into the city, staying out, going out there. But yeah, it's about an hour, I'd say, maybe a little less. I don't know, but it's pretty close to the same. I know one time I went to a show. I did one show in Metairie, and then I did another show in at Santos, and I drove the Switchyard to catch my homies in 610 split, so it was all in one night.
Dang.
But they was like, "You'll never make it." I was like, "I'm gonna make it."
See, I grew up like right next to the border of Mississippi, and like I don't know if it was just like a cultural thing, but like we never went over there, like ever. Like, and it's only until recently that I've started living like more south near like Baton Rouge and New Orleans that I've even like thought about like going there more. But that is pretty cool that you're like right there next to it. Damn.
Yeah, it's. I mean, this is about where right where we're at right now. Yeah, I can shoot north, south, or I guess west, and be pretty much the same because I can get to Baton Rouge from right here in like an hour and a half, maybe something like that. I mean,
And then I guess what Pensacola is probably what like 3 hours from you or something.
It's about 2.5 hours, something like that. Well, I mean, I
we might need to set up shop here, man.
but I mean, it's about the same as like how Slidell is. It's just like a, kind of like a center hub where you can just go in any direction, you know. Hey, we'll set up something out here. You can just make some pit stops or whatever, man. out here in the sticks.
Oh, dude, we are not opposed to playing in the sticks. We've lit it up in my hometown a couple times.
You best believe if I get something built out back, shit, we'll throw something right there on the back of that porch we got back there. My neighbors, they be blasting all the time next door, so I'm sure they'll love that.
Invite them over.
Yeah, dude.
Shit, they can come over. They'll hear it. Come on over. You know, just a couple more questions. You know, we're going to kind of wind it down a little bit. What y'all's favorite pizza toppings, man? I have to ask that before it gets too late into the question asking. Is that the stumper?
Oh, I love me some nanner peppers, bro. It's hard to beat some good banana peppers on a pizza. I see, you know, I'm not really a big fan of like some of the Italian meats on pizzas. Like there's something about pepperoni. There's something like, you know, and then Italian sausage has got the fennel in it and
see,
everything.
I was going to agree with you with just the Italian sausage, but all the other stuff, man, I got to have that.
It's not that I don't like it. It's like I don't necessarily need it to enjoy my pizza, but bro, some banana peppers and like some spinach.
Yeah,
I can tear that. And some mushrooms. Good. Like, oh yeah, I'll go veggie all the way.
Oh yeah. I'm more of a I like the green pepper and onion combination with your meats.
Mm-hmm.
That's my go-to.
Maybe not the supreme, but the green peppers
and that just gives me just enough veggie on my pizza with I like all the meat
to keep you regular.
To keep me regular. Yeah, that's but I want that bitch loaded with meat other than that.
Exactly. Gotta have the anchovies.
I don't want the anchovies.
That's as bad as shrimp on a pizza, man. It just doesn't go together for me.
You making me want a pizza now.
I know my stomach started growling as soon as you said no pepperoni. I was like, pepperoni. I was like,
if there's one man that can order some za.
He mentioned it early. I was like, that was you. Let's just get some pizzas.
No, you're the pizza fiend, man. You always got pizza somewhere.
It's an American classic.
We might have touched on it a little bit earlier, but what is some advice, you know, that you can give the local bands or people that are just starting off? I mean, I know we was mentioning it earlier. You know, you got to get in there and get it done yourself. But what else can you can kind of let upcoming bands know and what to expect, if they plan on doing it?
I would say think about what you want for music, honestly, because you can beat yourself up all day about not being a band, not having a band that's going on tour or doing this or doing that or not playing this type of music. But honestly, just figuring out what it is that you want to do is very important. Like if you want to play your local jam gig every Thursday, and that's all you want out of music, because music's different for everybody. Mm-hmm. There are some cats like us that can't stop playing it and have to make this a crucial part of their lives. And there's some people where they don't necessarily need that, and but they don't know what the musical success is for them. Mm-hmm. So really figuring that out, I would say, is what do you want out of this, and how deep down the rabbit hole are you willing to go for your music to make you happy? Figuring that out is great. And then once you got that figured out, and you're looking down the pike, just being really humble and not being lazy, and I'm still guilty of it when it comes to recording, producing, all that other stuff. Cause I was like, struggling at the beginning of like working with this group. Like, I just want to have a little bit more of my influence felt, writing some of the music, booking some of the shows. And I started booking more shows, and I was glad that I was reaching out, but I was like, man, I want to write more music too. And really just listening to my band, like, this dude and like Barry's our other producer, like, they've got so much talent. So instead of just like fighting against the current and trying to find my way to do it and having a chip on my shoulder while doing it, it was also, all right, sit down, get a notepad, and just start looking at what's successful for what you want to do, and learning how to do it. And with time, you'll be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't that hard, and it was fun along the way.
So just find what you really want, or what you're really looking for.
Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to be, you know what, I tried that. It didn't work out, or I didn't like it that well. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go bring this guitar back because I don't think it sounds that good for what we're trying to do. Or like, cut that harmony.
Mm-hmm.
I know you like it and you think it sounds great. Or like, even me, like, there's some harmonies I've done where like, all right, you got to listen to the band. Like, if this ain't cutting the mustard, don't take it personal. Just build in the best way you can and be humble about it and listen to your homies, but also don't be afraid to say what you got to say. Because at the end of the day, the people that love you and the people you can build things with are willing to listen to what you have to say and tell it like it is, and also be able to tell you, hey, man, think about this. This might not be working as well as you thought. Or like, have you thought about doing it this way? Like, oh, implying.
Just being open.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we've been working on communication is a big thing. But if I was going to give some advice to some people in their like bands just starting out, first thing I'd say, go to shows. Go to as many shows, meet as many people as you can. You have no idea, who's going to be the next best artist or run the next best venue, but those people are probably going to be at the shows too. And if you really want to network,
they usually are. You're right.
If you want to network and meet a lot of really cool people, and also the people that are going to eventually support you when you're playing, go to shows. Go to as many as you possibly can. And then also make time for yourself to be creative is another big thing that I think has helped me a lot. Has been like waking up before work and doing writing before work, before I get into that, because I work a full-time job too. It's really hard. Nobody's at first gonna be making a living with music. Even at the higher levels, it's very, very difficult. So I try to make time every morning to be creative, do some writing, and being consistent with that creative time, and not letting other aspects of your life get in the way of that time that you need to create. And if you can, you're going to have to fight for that, because everything is going to want to take you away from that time. So fight for that, and just don't stop. Don't stop. Make it a habit, and you fucking got this shit.
Yeah, that rolls into that dedication, and like what you were saying, just have a plan in a sense, or at least have a good idea of what you really want to start doing. I like that. It's some good advice. I don't know if I asked that question too much. I guess it was just the time was right this time. So if y'all want, y'all can just let the listeners know of how they can listen to y'all's music and any kind of other things y'all have scheduled, and let them know.
Yeah, we got here. You go.
Oh yeah, we got so we're the Blue Widow. You can find us on Instagram at @_Blue Widow. We're also on TikTok at @_Blue Widow. I think we're on. We are on Facebook. We are on Facebook. We have a website. We have some really cool merch. Y'all go
Blue
check
Widow
that
Collective.
out.
Mm-hmm.
We're on every streaming platform in the fucking universe. So check us out on Spotify. We got our 4-song EP out, Brain Trackers, our latest release. You know, we got some really cool music that we're proud of.
We got Acid Bats on YouTube.
Acid Bat music video on YouTube, yes.
With more on the way.
A new music video for Arcade coming soon, the next couple weeks. Y'all go check all that out. And we got shows in Mississippi, shows in Baton Rouge. I think we're playing NOLA over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, don't be afraid to reach out if you're a vendor and want to come vend at one of our shows, or an artist that wants to just talk or wants any advice. Like, feel free to reach out. We're here, and we're here to support the scene, our community, everybody. So don't be a stranger.
And if you like something, man, if you like the shirt, if you like the music, if you like the projections, if you like the photos and the videos, the best way to really like show us, you know, what you like, dude, comment and tell us what's going on. Tell us, man, like, this looks so cool. Like, I love the way y'all look in this. I love the way this sounds, because, like, we love hearing from other bands. We love hearing from fans. We love hearing from family. So anybody that wants to just talk about it, you know, like, hit us up.
Yeah, the feedback, and, you know, what conversation that starts. I love that, and
it's what got us here.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I love it, man. And I think that's the part of me that I like the most about what I do, is just the social aspect of it and getting to know and making the connections. Like I said before, I'm locked and loaded on this brain tracker.
Let's go.
I do want to say
visuals are cool, man.
Yeah, I do want to say thank you to you guys for coming on. I know y'all had a long day, or y'all been busy also. Thank you so much for coming out here,
dude. Thanks for having
chatting with us.
Absolutely, man. Pleasure.
Yeah, dude, this is too much fun.
I don't know. It's kind of like my stress relief too, and like you were saying, I just like I'm nerding out on this stuff, bro. And
you, man, the nuclear football you got over there is pretty cool. If there's one thing I like a good challenge of something that's like some of my synthesizers and stuff. Like, I love looking at something like box shaped like that and being like, okay, you don't know how to work this computer, but it's gonna take forever. And just being like, all right, I'm gonna make this thing work. Like, that thing looks like so much fun.
Man, trust me, man.
That thing is turning Tucker on right now. He is hard as a rock.
And that's
stand up.
That's what got me into actually doing it, is the interest in the gear from here to here to there, and then tying it all together and actually producing something that you can actually sit back and watch or listen to,
So what's one of the things that you feel you want to grow into with local riffs? Like, what's one of the things that you feel is going to be a challenge, but that with a little time and effort you can really handle?
Well, man, that's I don't think nobody's asked the Riff Lord question before. Well, I usually don't think about it too much, because I don't want to sound like I toot my own horn or anything. But my ambitions for local riffs is to do sort of exactly what I'm doing now. But I really want to get into like almost an advertisement kind of idea, to where it's you go scroll and you see sponsors and you see advertisers and stuff, and I really feel it's unfair to the bands, and I really feel it's unfair to people that rely on reaching a certain group and stuff, for their music. And I want to be that bridge that kind of gaps, the the little bridge that makes that connection between the bands and the audience, in a sense, to where instead of seeing some famous sponsored thing, you see y'all's EP pop up, or y'all's upcoming tours and stuff, and kind of like, and not really just advertising or promoting, but just kind of like people can go there and see what's happening tonight, sort of like a living magazine kind of media thing. And
the bulletin board. Yeah,
exactly. Well, I mean, I am, focused on what I want to do. I just really don't know how to do it. But as far as, me, I want to continue to try to get the word out for bands. That's my biggest thing, I guess, because I just think it's a noble kind of cause kind of thing, and it doesn't really cost nobody any money yet. But I really just want to continue and try to like build the resources to get more bands out, or be able to pump out said artists, even more instead. Because I mean, I'm only one person, there are other people that contribute, and they get in the field. Like I got a lot of partners that help out. But in the long run, I just want to make sure that whoever follows the page and is cool enough to support us, I want to give it, as much as I can back to them, whether it's 2,000 followers, 50,000 followers, 100,000 followers, whatever. The more the merrier. So, but that's, I don't know if I answered your question, but that's about all I can come up with, man. I have a lot of ambitions, but one step at a time, and I'll try to do my best at that step every day. So.
Well, you're doing it, dude. It looks pretty cool in here.
Looking cool.
Yeah, well, no, you're doing it, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot, man.
I think it really is an important thing to have bands able to talk to other aspiring artists, talk to other bands, have these conversations, and let bands be seen in other ways than on stage.
Exactly.
Seeing what's behind the scenes, it's really, really important, and I think you're doing a really good thing.
I appreciate that. And like I said, I always tell people, when I say we, I'm not really talking about like we. I'm talking about like, we growing as a, and I think that's what it's all. It's not about me at all, and I think that's where the success is for me. So, meeting you guys.
Hell yeah,
and here I've been on a roll meeting new bands every week. So
that's a connection, man. It's like LinkedIn in here.
I'm gonna put my open.
Fuck yeah.
Well, guys, I want to say thank you again, Anderson and Tucker, Blue Widow. Y'all need to go check them out.
Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all
of it. But yeah, I want to say thanks again. Thanks for everybody that listened. I don't know if our chat was blowing up. Sometimes it is. New Salem was in there at some point. Matt from there. I had them on last week. But thanks for all the support out there, and thank for you guys again for coming out and supporting the page and what we do and stuff. And until next time, this has been Local Riffs. Peace.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Sitting here with an implant in our brains, and you all will have implants.
Let your mind wander, you might wander off. Our dreams are vague and blurry with half thoughts, felt just as rigid as the lie. You still feel like a shell, even if you're doing right. Started with them spouting that security's been jeopardized. Some back doors and I'll form